So guys, this is basically our guys. So this is basically our third session. So there might be uh, chances that you might not understand something. So that is not a problem. We'll repeat our previous sessions. We'll even give you the recordings. So if you are interested, don't no issues. We'll even repeat those aspects for you in the next week. Right, but we will have probably some. We can have some recap, but we need to proceed forward. Right. So we'll give you the recordings or we'll have your doubt sessions if you missed and if you're willing to join our sessions, our future sessions. Right. No problem. Okay, Rajnish, you can proceed.
Okay. So I will start um, from the last topic where we left yesterday. So there was a question on the for each loop on the Excel data to run the for each loop on the Excel data one by one. So let me show that example. So yesterday we have covered the loops. Uh, we have for each loop, which is basically for object to run any loop on the collection or any object. This is the loop, normal loop, which will, as the input parameter, it need the numeric values to run. Then we have the loop condition. Loop condition, it will run until the condition will be true, and it will stop when the condition will get false. So let's say this is my Excel data. Um, so this is our Excel data, which we are working currently, and we need to store this data into the Dataverse and read anything, whatever we want to read, instead of reading multiple times from the Excel file using Excel actions. So first of all, I will go to Excel actions. I will use
Screen
the
is
action.
not visible. Hello?
Screen is not visible. 1 minute. I
Yes.
have.
Please share your screen.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. Visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So this is the Excel file which we are working. So in this file, yesterday what we have done, we are reading I have shown you how to read the any content from the Excel file using the Excel action. Now I don't want to use the Excel action to read the content. Instead, if we can store the data into the data tables. First of all, I will create one flow. In that one, I will use the action as launch Excel. Now launch Excel, I will use the from the drop down, I will select this option, open the following document. From here, either we can give the path into the variable or we can select the directly. I will go and choose the path from here. Save. Now, and I will give the option to read data from Excel. So this is my Excel instance. That data reading, it is storing that particular action into this variable Excel instance. So from this drop down, I will select this option Excel instance. In case of we have multiple instances, then I will retrieve what you want to retrieve. You want to retrieve the single cells, range of cells, selection, or anything. So on that you can give the values here. If I want to read the entire content, I will use this action, all available values from the worksheet. All this data will be stored into the Excel data. Now, if I will run this particular this step. So you will see it is in the Excel data, it is stored the 5 rows and the 16 columns, because when I have opened this file, these sheets automatically get activated. So by default, it will get the data of the current activated sheet. So I'll close it, and by default, if I'll open this file, financial sample. So by default, it is coming with this sheet activated. So it will pick this data. So there is a chance of the issue in case, for example, we have multiple sheets, and by default I have saved my file here and I will close. In that case, what this action will do, let me try to open it again. Now my action will read the blank sheet, because it is reading the sheet 3. So here we'll see it has not captured any data. So in that, to handle those scenario, what we can do, we can use the set active Excel worksheet. So from here, basis on that, whether any of the sheet is activated, basis on the index number or basis on the sheet name, we can give the reference, pick the data from this particular sheet. So in the sheet 1, we have huge data. So for now, I'll paste some data in this sheet 2, and I will give the reference of the sheet 2. I will get it activated on sheet 3. In the name, I will give sheet 2. Save. Now it has picked the 13 rows and the 16 columns as per our data. Now, if I want to run the loop on each data, so how we can do this? So first of all, this data is coming as column 1, column 2. If you'll see the header are coming wrong. My header are this row segment. The first row is coming as a header row. So what we can do? So I will click on this one, first line of range content column names. So now my data is coming more cleaner way. Headers are coming correct. Now if I want to apply the loop on certain things, for example segment or country, I will go to the for each action, and also let me Excel, I will also use the close Excel action, so that my Excel will get close automatically. I do not need to multiple Excels. I will go for each loop. So value to iterate, I will select Excel data in current item. Message box, display message box, current item. So I will toggle it here. I will select run. and then I will debug it one by one. So you'll see it is showing the data for all entire row. But I need the data one by one. I mean, uh, cell by cell, not the entire row data, so that we can apply some data manipulation on this. So what we can do, so somebody asked me yesterday whether we can give the value basis on the field name. So in this action we can use the data field name. But if you are using the action read Excel data using the Excel actions, there you have to give the column index number. But when you are working with the data table, then you can give the field name or you can give the index number. Both ways it will work. So for example, I want to get the country. Simply write COUNTRY, country. Or I can write, I can directly give the index number of the column. That way also it will work. See, it's showing Canada. Then it will go to next action, Germany, and so on. Mexico. So in this way, it will work on the data tables. If similarly, if I need to get anything discount field, I can give the discount field or any field name or index number, or I believe the column address as well. If this is the column address of this particular column is B, I can give the B also. So B from the basis on B also can read it. So this is on the Excel part, how we can apply the for each loop uh, into the Excel data. Now, let me quickly show you the data table part as well. So let me add the another subflow. Does anyone have any query on this? Okay, so let me show you quickly the data table action also. So I will drag this action, create new data table. So in create new data table, currently it is a blank table. So with the help of edit, I can add the column as much I can, or I can add the row as well. So similarly, if I will take the, I will insert some data. For example, I will,
Rajneesh,
yeah,
can we create the column and row dynamically?
yes. So in that case, what you can do if you want to create a row or column dynamically, you can see the option here, insert a row into the data table. So what it will do, it will insert a row in the data table basis on the input you are receiving from somewhere from the Excel or anything. So you can use this column, insert the data row. And similarly, this is the option of inserting the column. Let me show you one example to inserting a column and inserting a row as well
Okay.
to insert the data dynamically. So first, let's take example of two columns only, and I will insert some data and in this column I will entering some values. And by the way, we can also insert the variables also. If in the data tables you are updating anything and you want to update any value dynamically directly from the variable, so this also option available in the data table. We can choose the variable as well. So that's the great thing. We can insert the variable as well. And then let's see, and I'll choose. So basically, this is my data. This data I am currently using into the data table. In the data table, it will show the. First, I need to run. So okay, so I will run from here. So I can see in my uh, data table, I have 2 columns and 4 rows. So by the way, in the data table, always row number start from the 0. So if I will first row will be 0, then 1, 2, 3. Similarly for the column, this column index number will be considered as a 0. Then it is the index number of this column is 1. Now if I want to insert a row into the data verse table. So currently I'm adding it manually, or we can add to the as per our condition. For example, we are running a loop. I can run the loop like 1, 2, 3, and my loop will run 3 times, and it will insert the 3 rows dynamically into the data verse table. So I will select my Excel data. No, not the Excel data. It's a data table. It's a data table where you want to insert the row, whether before any particular row index number, in case you want to insert any data between the data or anything, but it most preferable way to add the data always into end of the data table, then what all the new values that you want to insert. So in this case, if I want to insert, let me take, it will take the values. If I'll take the name as Rahul and age it will accept. Let me try if it let us accept the age in this way. If I'll take Rahul and 24, because we have 2 columns. Let me see from the amount of value provided done as a column variable. I'll take only Rahul. Value to be added 1 to column data table. True. Amount of values. Why did you amount of values? Data table, end of data table, and then I want to insert. Okay, I have to on that. It is showing correct. Ready to be added. 1 don't match the columns of data table 2 line 2. Why it is shown? Actually, I will add this data into the through the Excel or something. I will try. I think here it is not accepting it. I will see. Let me give you the another example of inserting the column data. I think it should insert in a way Rahul. Then it will accept the age. I will try this action. Let me show you the example of inserting a column. So inserting a column. So if I want to insert any column, I will select my data table. I want to, again, I can give the column reference number. The column number, column name. What is the column name that you want to show? So it will be result. We can give any name. So here I am taking the name as a result. I will use the action run from here. And if I go to my data verse table, it has added one new column. And now if, for example, I want to apply, I want to add some data into this column basis on the conditions. So let's say if my age is less than 25, then it should come some certain criteria that like not eligible for vote. If it is greater than 25, then it should show eligible for vote, something like this. So what I will do, what action we will use? We will use the action as update data table action. We will take the value data table, and I will take the column. My column is 1, and my row I'm taking is 0 because my data will start from 0. New value that I want to put as for, let's say, eligible for vote. Oh, sorry, update the data on result. Update data table item. I want to update this column on row number 0. I want to update eligible for vote. So if I run this, it is coming hard coded eligible for vote, but we need this basis on the condition. So what I will do, I will read the data from the data my table. So what I will do, I will apply the for each loop. Value to iterate, data table to current item. This field will go here, insert data into column into the data table for each value. Now I need I will apply the condition, because what condition I need to apply? If my column 2 is greater than 25, then it should come as eligible for vote. Otherwise, it should come as a not eligible. So I will apply the condition. Where is the condition? The first operand, I will select current item 2. Current item 2, I will select the column number 1. I will take the greater than or equals to 25. In that case, update the value, update the data as a eligible for vote. I will simply apply else, or we can use the else if, but I'm taking as else only. Else if it should update as not eligible for vote, but now we have given the row index as 0, so it will only update the value of 0. For this thing, we will take one variable so that my row will keep changing on each instance. I will set one variable, take the variable as a row num. The initial value I will set as a 0 because my initial value will be 0. Then I will take the increase variable action and I will place this increase variable action uh, end of the and before the loop, because I want to increment my row number. Row number should increase one by one. I will put it as a increase by 1 here. Instead of row, I will keep the value as a row number. Row number. This value I will give as a row. So now I have placed the value. Now it should, we will debug it and we will see. I accidentally click on the run action. So run action, what run action will do, it will execute from the main flow, not from the sub flow. So click there, stop. Click here, I will click run from here. So currently I have this data. I will click run next action. So first record it has read and it has updated eligible for vote because age is 28. It will go to the next action. Next action, it has updated the value as a not eligible for vote. It will show the data table, my data, actually my data table. In the end, I will launch the one action, write the data into the Excel file. Launch Excel with a blank document and write the data write to Excel worksheet. This is the Excel instance 2. So I will select Excel instance 2. I just want to only write my data, which is my data table. So I will select this data table on a specified cell. I will select B2 for a change. So B2, on a cell B2, it should write this data. Let me close all these things. So here it has updated this data, and in the data it is showing the result as per the condition that we have applied. In case of age is less than 25, then it should show not eligible for vote. If it is greater than 25, then it should show eligible for vote. So this is the uh, one action of the data table. Similarly, we have another lots of action there: delete column, insert column, update, find or replace. Let me show you the find or replace action also, because it is also important. So find or replace basically to check any value that from your entire data you want to replace anything, or you want to uh, change any value. So I will use this action find and replace directly here. I will replace it here. Data table, on which data table you want to see. If I'll select my data table, search mode, find. If you only want to find, then you will have to use the another action as a update data basis on the finding, because this finding the data will store all the value in this variable data table matches. So if you are only finding the value and then you want to do something like I want to apply some logical condition, basis on the logical condition I want to update the value, in that case you will use a find action, then you will use the update data table action. But your logic is straightforward. You want to find and you want to replace, simple. So we'll use this action find and replace text to find. What is the text that you want to find? So let's say I want to find this text, Manoj. Then this is a regular regex regular expression method if you want to apply some regex in your criteria, and this is the match case. In case of you want to apply the logic on, you want to avoid the case sensitive, if whether the value is in a small case or upper case. So in that case you will toggle this button, match entire cell content. So entire cell content means you want to match the whole particular cell. So for example, it is a Manoj, and you will giving the entire cell content, it will read the Manoj. Next, in the next cell, if it is a name is Manoj Sharma, and you are giving the entire cell, then it will not read that particular data, because we have chosen the entire. In this case, we are not clicking on match entire cell content, so in that case it will take the Manoj Sharma as well. Text to replace with, what is the text that you want to replace? um, so simply I will give any other name, Mahima. Search by everywhere. So search by everywhere means you want to search on whole data table, regardless of the columns, or you want to give any particular column. So you can choose the column as well, column index or column name. So my column name in my data table, this is the first column, so index will be 0. So I will use this action in the end, so that it will apply all the logic, and in the end it should replace that name with the Mahima. Okay, I will apply it from here. Then it does not update the data. Find and replace. 1 minute. Okay, I think it's updated in data. Let me please data table matches. My data table will convert, and my updated data will come into this one. Let me run it from the start. It should update the data here. Here. in my data table, I have all the data. I will run the next action. My data table, my data is getting changed. Mahima data tables, and I'm writing data tables. I am launching the Excel, and now it is writing. That time I think something is wrong. It's not writing the name. So you will see here it has updated the Manoj as Mahima. So in that way we can replace the data. We can do the data manipulation with the help of data tables, or you can do the data manipulation directly into the Excel itself, or you can do the data manipulation in the data, because you can see in the data itself we have lots of action in this file, so that we will cover. So now let me quickly show you the another one is flow control. So in the data table, if you have anything, so inserting a row, I will see the inserting a row, it should insert the row. I will see once because I do not want to spend time to research here to wasting everybody time. Inserting a row should also work in that manner. Anybody have any questions? Somebody is speaking, I think. Okay. Okay, then we have action as flow controls. So in the flow controls, you will see we have these all action in the flow control. Basically, these flow control will help you to create the handle the logic basis on the logic. It will handle the uh, uh, runs on your flow. If you are creating a one flow where you have multiple subflows and you want to exit from any particular condition, and you want to directly jump on any particular condition, you want to stop any subflow. So for all these things we will use the flow control. The first action here is basically the comment. In any programming language or others or PA tool also, we have the comment section. This is basically to make your flow more precise, where you want to add the comment, so it should be in a readable form. So if you are adding too much of action in your flow, you can easily read, yes, this particular block is for this, and this for this comment you can add the comment. For example, uh, this subflow is for the, and this comment will always disable. We don't need to do anything. It will be basically not run. It will add here as a comment only. Then we have another action that I want to show you, the label. So the label will basically work. I will go to the main flow. So if I created the any label here, and you can give any name to your variable. Jump to step 2. So for example, for any particular criteria where you want to, basis on your condition, you want to skip this step if your condition will get true. In that case, you will directly use this label, jump to step 2. If you will create multiple labels, then you will get the multiple list here. So what we'll do from here, it will directly jump to this step, line number 9. But the things to note down here, it will read the label only for current flows, not for the subflow. So I will create one label here. Jump to subflow. So my another flow or another subflow will not able to read that particular flow. For that particular subflow, we need to add the one separate go to label action. If I here and drop down, it will not show me that particular label. So every particular specific individual flow have their own label only. It is able to read the individual label. So for example, I will add some condition here, how it will work. So I will simple take the example of one loop. I will run the loop 1 2 5 increment by 1. I will add one condition. If my loop index is greater than or equal to 3, loop index is greater than 2, then it should jump to it should go to this label. I will take this here, and if I will toggle here, will run by 1 by 1. Currently my loop index value is 1. Now it is 2. Now it will get 3, and now it will go to this action, and it will skip all these actions, and it will directly jump to line number 12. Now it is coming to line number 12, and from here it will close the Excel file. So basically loop we will use to, if any logical condition where you want to skip the certain step basis on your criteria. So where we use the label actions. Then we have the wait as a name implies. The wait is basically to wait if you want to wait on any particular action. So you can enter here as 5. So it will wait till 5 seconds. So if I will insert it wait here. So what it will do, it will execute this action line number 6. Then on line number 7, it will wait until 5 seconds. Then it will jump to line number 8. So this is the wait action. I will put it as a 5 second distance. This is basically the wait action. Then we have region. Then we have region. Region is basically to make your flow more readable format. If you want to read, so for example here I have added too many steps. Now I will expand this. Now it is coming more readable form, but we have only this option with the loops and with the if condition also. We can expand these values. So similarly, we have the region. If I will track down this region here, I will give this region any name. Excel reconciliation. So for example, I am using some step here. So I will add this step, add some step here. For example, I'm using the loop 1 to 10 divided by 1. Similarly, I can add some action. So what it will do, whatever action I will insert inside this region, I can in the end I can uh, expand or I can minimize this particular block. So similarly, if you are creating a flow where you need to execute some certain action like extract the data from the web portal, then update the data into the Excel. The one way you can create the subflows. Another way you can, for small pieces, like for 10 step or 15 step, you can add all these step into the region, and then you can hide it in case of minimize it in case of you don't need that particular region. In that case, it is working fine, and you want to read another thing, so it will make your flow more readable format. That is the use of region. Label we have covered. uh, After that, we have the action as run subflow. So run subflow is basically to run the subflow. If I will drag this run subflow here. So it will show me all the subflow action, whatever subflow I have in my current flow. So currently we have data labels, we have subflow. So I can choose these subflow here, and we can give this particular action anywhere on line number 10 or 12. So I'm making it here only just to show you. So if I'll run it, I will drag the toggle button also here. Will run the next action. So you'll see from here it directly jump to data flow. In this flow, what it will do, it will execute all these step. After executing all these step, it will go to line number 2. Then it will start from this step. So if I'll go to run next action, it will go this. Much data. Take the toggle here. Now it has executed all this step, and it directly come to line number 2, and from here it is coming to line number 3. Now it will execute all this step. Similarly, we can execute the other flow also. So after performing a certain step, I want to execute the another subflow, so we can use the action as run subflow, and we can give this value subflow 1. So it will execute the subflow 1. So we'll see here, it has opened this file, it has updated the value in this Excel file. So I will stop this flow because I don't want to run it again. So this is the use of run subflows. Then similarly, we have the action as a exit subflow and this stop flow. So exit subflow is basically to exit the subflow for any subflow that you have created, and you want to you are getting some issues, or you have some conditions where you don't want to execute this flow anymore, and on certain point you want to take a exit. So in that case, you can apply the exit subflow action. So this is applicable only with the subflows. If I will drag this action here, so it will show me the error. So exit subflow is basically for the subflow. If I want to exit here, I will put my exit subflow on line number 13. What it will do, it will execute 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And from here, it will exit directly from here. It will not process all this action, and it will jump to line number 2. From line number 1, it will execute the data tables. And from here, it will take a exit, and it will jump to line number 2. Then it will process from here. Then similarly, we have stop flow. So stop flow is basically to stop the main flow. I think in this one we have. So in this stop flow, we have two action as successfully and with error message. So with error message mean, if you want to stop the flow with some error message, in that case you can enter your message, what message you want to show in the error. Or in case of uh, you don't want to show any message, in that case you can choose this one, successfully. So you will choose this. In that case, your flow will stop at that certain point of time. So this is the use of the stop flow. Then we have exit subflow, we have a end region, we have a comment. Then we have the one important is one on block error. So on block error is basically for handling the error handling. So for example, I am using on block error. I am using here. I am giving this. You can give anything to your flow. And from here, you can choose the value. So for example, you want to throw some error when this particular component will get trigger. If I will get any error, so it should throw error, or you have the option, it should continue the flow. The flow should run to the next step. I will show you. Then we have multiple options. Go to the next action, repeat the same action, go to any label, go to beginning of block, means you want to you will directly jump to first step, go to end of the block. So by default we will select go to end of the block, because I want to, if in case of error, my flow should go to the end step. We have end step here. So what I will give it, I will give it to here. So for now I'm giving it. Yeah, I need to 1 minute. I need to drag all these steps inside it. Hmm. Hmm. This. So what it will do, I want, in case of any issue in this block, it should run to this part, and in the end I will give the one message box. Hmm. So for example, I will run my subflow should run data tables, and for giving the error, I will change the extension to txt so that it will throw the error. Run next action. It should throw the error in this. Basically, it should trigger the error. Where is this? So now it is going to this line number 16, and now it is executing the next step. Whatever step we have after this block, it will execute that step normally. Okay. Okay, so basically here I have used the, okay. Here it should exit on line number 13, because here I have used the exit subflow. Let's try that one also. So it has created the data table, which I have in this data, and it should not replace or launch the Excel step. It should exit from here. So it is getting the exit from this particular step. And similarly, my block error is also working fine. So basically this kind of issue you will handle those things in case of any doing some web scraping, or you are sending any email where you are expecting my input is not consistent, there may be a chance of the error. So in those cases, you can use these block error. Similarly, we have the get last error action. So get last error, basically it will give you the error action. So for example, here, if I am using the on block error, it will not return me the error. It will simply run my flow, and I will, if I want to review my flow, what is the error that I am getting in my flow? In that case, we will use this kind of uh, this action, get last error. So I will click here, and in the get last error, I will display the error in the message box. So for your purpose, you can store this error in your variable or somewhere. So you should get to know what is the error that you will get. So we'll directly run this. So it is showing me this issue, failed to open Excel document. So this error it will show, and then it is going to flow data table 2, basically my subflow that I am calling from my main flow. So this is for get last error action, and is basically for the for any if condition I want to use and. So basically we have for that end region, we exits the flow, get last, I go to label on block error. So this is on the flow control side, all this step we have. And just wanted to show you one more thing on the error handling in the Power Automate. We do also have the uh, error handler from here. If you will see from this step on error, so I will click, in case of I am using this step, I can click on this one on error from here, and from here we have these all action. For example, retry policy. So retry policy, you can give the retry in case of you want to retry your action. If it is getting first time, so basis on your input, you can give the action to retry. How many times you want to retry, one or twice or thrice. This is the interval. So interval means it will retry the action uh, in the time span of these two means 2 second. Yes, it is a 2 second. So let's say if you want to retry your action, retry this action 3 times in the span of the interval of 5 second. So till 15 second, in case of failure, it will retry this action 3 times. So this will happen when when you are for example, you are establishing some connection, or you are doing some web scraping where some page needs to be upload some content. Though we have another option for those controls, but you can do similar these kind of action also to retry if you want to handle it. And also we, so by default it will be set on the throw error. So in that case it will throw directly the error, but we can also do this one continue flow run. So in that case, what it will do, regardless, it will throw the error, and my action is not inside the on block error component. I will use this action continue flow run, go to the next action. If it is giving the error, it will go to next action. It will not throw the error, it will directly jump to next action. Though in our scenario, it will throw the error in next step, because my action number 9 is dependent on action number 2. So it will throw the error, but basis on the criteria, you can handle those kind of thing. Like you are expecting some value from anything, and sometimes this value will come as a blank, or sometimes you will get this value, some input from any website or any database. So in those cases, you can handle continue flow run, or you can use the repeat action, or you can directly jump to the variable. So what all the label you have in your flow, it will automatically show here, and you can use those action also. Then we in advanced action also, we have the, you can set the rule if you want to run this in case of error on this particular step, you want to run the subflow. Your uh, this mainly this should happen when you are doing any project and you are also configuring the exception handling in your project. For example, on the step of launching Excel, my flow should trigger the email to business team. We are getting the error on this step, launching Excel. So please verify the location of your file and check the correct path. So on those cases, I can create the one subflow, and I can give that subflow here on error action. It should trigger that subflow. That subflow will shoot the mail to the business team. So the business team will get to know, yes, on the, or shoot the mail to the technical team also. So the technical team or business team will get to know, okay, on this step, my bot is throwing me the error, so that we can review the error and we can correct. Or so similarly, a continue flow run, you can continue flow run and you can throw error. So these are, or new on the new, you can set the variable also. In that case, you want to apply some other kind of logic on throwing the error on this step. It should store the variable uh, something like error on Excel, so that you can further add the condition on the next step. Like if my variable value is equal to this, I have added this value, error in Excel, so that you can apply the logic in your flow. My this variable error handler, my error handler value is equal to error in Excel, then I should do certain thing. Maybe I have a possibility, my Excel, I need to take the input from two different path. So in that case, you can take the variable, take the help of variable. For example, I am getting the error on first location. It will store the value in the error handle as error in Excel. So I can add the condition as if my error handler is equal to error in Excel. In that case, just open the another Excel file from another location. So those kind of scenario, we can use the error in Excel portion. Let me show you one quick example to you on this, because most of the step we have covered from this action and data table also. We show the quick example. So in that action itself, I will take this example: error handler is equal to error in Excel. Uh, I will delete this action, and when you will create any rule, so it will show you the rule on that particular step. Because if you are doing too many steps, you will not be able to get on which step I have given those criteria. So this is a sign where you can get to know, yes, on this particular step I have given the some error handling step. So for example, here it is showing me this, and basically on the loop we do not have the error handler. If I will click on loop, so in the loop you will see we do not have any action like on error. So basically on the loop we can use this on block error content, but for other actions like Excel actions, web automation actions, we have this action on error. So if we will see here we have the option of on error. So we can take the example of the on error. So if for example I want to take the this one, I will copy it. I will copy it from here. I will copy it here and paste here, and I will apply the condition if error handler is equal to then it should this file. I can remove the error from here. I can use the simply throw error. So let's try this error in Excel. It is error in Excel. We can use the content in the case of case sensitive. If you want to see case sensitive, let's try this one. In this step, it should throw the error because this financial sample.txt is not there, and we are using the Excel action. Error handler, I don't have. Just try the next extension. Action. Where it is going. Okay, it is on block error. It is coming directly here. I need to disable it because it is reading here. 1 minute. I cannot disable it directly from here. Let me quickly show you this example into the new Excel. Stop new flow. Launch Excel. So, the on error, continue flow error. Excel. Launch Excel. Let's try this action. We'll run it here. It is Not showing anything. Run. Launch Excel. On error action. Continue. Flow run. And filter launch. Filter open one. Set variable because there might be chance it is getting failed on this particular step. Error handler in Excel. Fail to open file related document. Continue flow run. Fail to open. I have created this rule. It is getting fail. It should store. Continue flow run. I have to continue flow run. Also continue flow run. Save. Next action. So we'll see in the error handler, it has stored this value error in Excel. And into the next action, it will launch the correct path. You mean if you are giving the alternate path, then it will call the value from the alternate path and it will open the file from the corrected path. So this is how you can play with the error handling. Either you can give the handle the errors directly from this window where you can see the retry action, continue flow action, or from the advanced action you can execute the subflows, or you can set the variable, or you can directly set the on error component like this one. Like this one, you can set the on error component for if you are creating is some pieces, like for 20 step you want to create one error component, you can set the error component on that step and it will handle the error according to that. So this is it with flow control, all this action. In the next class we will directly jump into the Excel action, what all Excel action we have, the Excel data manipulation. Because if you'll see Excel, we have all these action, and in the advanced section also we have too many actions. So we will cover not all action, but we will cover most common use cases action which we will use while we are doing the data manipulation. So any query on this, guys? Okay, so nobody have any question?
Yeah, we'd like to have recordings for whatever we have thought for yesterday and today,
Yeah,
because I need to practice them based on that.
yeah, Praveen. So Ankush will share those recording with you.
Yes, Praveen, I'll share you the recordings tomorrow morning.
Sure. Thank you.
Right. So we have recorded all the sessions and will in future also will record all the sessions. So no issues.